and we are talking, we got some glasses thing, we got a little more tech again here. I like the tech side sometimes too. So you're working with Global Vision 2020. Yes, and you
multiply
and multiply.
Yes,
that's right. Okay, so let's talk first about Global Vision 2020.
Okay, so Global Vision 2020 has created a way to hand out prescription eyeglasses to the world's poor for under $3 a pair of glasses delivered in the field.
Wow.
It's a new invention that we won Best New Medical Device for 2017 with National Geographic, and we were the grand prize winner for the Creator Awards with...
That's all right.
Too many names that are going through my mind this week.
You're going through that.
The Creator Awards with We Work for in New York City, where they gave us $1 million grant afterwards to get our program going, and that's American. So that's like what, 10 million Canadian?
Not quite that bad, guys, but it feels like it.
Yes, this has been a real incredible ride, and I've been working with Global Vision as a volunteer for 10 years, and since August 1st, I came on staff overseeing the faith connections within the organization, connecting to faith-based organizations and getting the glasses kits into their hands.
So you're working with a lot of groups right now, internationally, around the world, and around the world. Yeah, that's
right.
Double on. Yeah. So no, that's cool. So it's you're providing the resources.
That's correct.
And then you're getting into hands. Just so you know, it's not like just every Tom, Dick, and Harry can get involved in this. You got to be part of an organization.
That's correct.
Somebody with a little bit of history, a little bit of respect.
That's right.
And they can get in touch with you guys and then kind of go from there. So we'll just put that out there. So you're going to do an example on me and how you do this. That's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that.
So this is a device that works very similar to how when you focus a pair of binoculars, you make a prescription. The difference is the inventor, Kevin White.
You're good. Yeah.
He came up with a device that now also tells you that prescription that came out. So when we have you put this on, and you'll dial one eye at a time, cover the eye you're not looking through with a black cloth so that you keep both eyes open so you're not squinting on either eye. When you turn the dial up till you see most clearly, and you go a little bit beyond, sort of like a guitar string when it goes ring, and then down, back down, you find the spot. We have the pre-made lenses that will snap into our universal unisex frames, which are very strong and hardy. You can hold on
I was
to that.
looking at them a little earlier. They're pretty cool.
And they're lights.
They got this spring thing too, which you always pay extra for.
That's right.
Cool. Yeah.
And then we pop the lenses in, and you have a pair of glasses.
Wow. Cool.
So this is a project that Kevin White has been involved with for over 10 years, and this is the final iteration of it, where we've been able to launch and get into the hands of aid agencies and mission agencies in this last year, in 2019.
Well, let's talk a bit about, just before we do that, let's talk about, you were mentioning earlier that the Optometrist Association is right behind you.
Absolutely. So John Hopkins and New England College of Optometry out of Boston have been absolutely instrumental in putting this whole program together. We also have other universities such as Oxford and the University of Hanoi that have been part of our peer-reviewed science journal studies that we're working on. And that's just the main ones. There's so many other ones that have been starting to come alongside to help us out.
Well, that's cool when you have that, because you're the idea is like, oh, we're just trying to build underbid all these other people and doing that. It's not about that. It's about, and it shows the passion that these medical professionals have. They want, sometimes we think, oh, they're just all greedy, Not necessarily. No. They're actually, there's a passion. They're doing this for a reason. They want to see people see.
That's correct.
And so they're not, I don't know where their faith base is, but that's not necessarily the issue. The issue is here, there's people who can't see.
That's correct.
And we can help them to see, and sometimes it's for so little reason, and something like this can be like, wow.
That's exactly right. Now, this is not a replacement of an optometrist. This helps, though, as they've put together the single biggest issue, which is basic prescription glass eyewear.
Yeah.
So people who have an astigmatism or glaucoma or cataracts, this doesn't solve that issue. But the majority of people need basic prescription glasses. And this can be taught to anybody over a one-day training class how to effectively hand it out for 80 to 85% of the people that need glasses.
That's cool. Well, go ahead. Do me, buddy.
So What you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting the device on.
Okay.
You'll cover it with a black cloth on the side that you're not looking through.
Sure.
And you'll turn it up until you see clearly.
Okay.
A little bit past, back down.
Right.
Stop, go to the other eye.
Okay.
And you will have your prescription made, and I'll snap them together.
Okay.
Okay.
So how am I looking so far?
Oh, you look amazing.
You look good? Okay.
So we'll have you hold this black cloth over the side.
Right.
That's your knot.
Hold it. All right.
And then that.
So I just look at anything,
You would actually look at a chart 4 meters away.
Okay, so I'm looking at the light stand.
So the gentleman that's there. Oh,
right.
he's show us your card. Yeah, there. Yeah.
Okay,
if you can see Paul on here, if you can see Paul, that's even better. Or exhibitor.
Exhibitor. Okay, wait. I
Paul
got a
Croker,
feeling.
is that correct?
Well, that's way too blurry. Oh, now I see the exhibitor. It was actually, I couldn't get it, but it was a light reflector. Just leave it hanging. That was perfect. Okay,
And that's right, you tweak it.
Yeah.
And when you're comfortable
I can see
with that,
where
go to the other
eye chart
eye,
would be just a little bit better.
That's exactly right.
More, you can kind of like probably tweak a little bit better.
That's right.
But
other way.
Other way. Oh yeah, this one's coming in. Yeah, this one's a really a little bit fast. Yeah, Paul's looking pretty good. All right.
Okay, so now I take the device off.
Okay.
And I give you a choice of 3 different lenses or frames.
All right.
And you can choose. While you're choosing, I will pull the lenses out. You're a green 5 on each side.
Okay, well I know the blue isn't going to work. So Paul, which one do you like? This one here or this one here? That one there, okay. Thanks, Paul.
Okay, so I have to get the green 5 for the other side.
Okay. So
I'm missing the green 5. Look at that.
You're missing a green 5?
I'm missing the green 5, the one that you needed for that one.
Oh,
so,
it's okay.
Green 3, 4. Oh, I'll do a 4
We'll do
and
a
4. We'll do 4s.
Yeah.
You know, I've had literally hundreds of people going through this, so it's probably sitting on the chair over there.
Sitting on a desk or a chair.
So I'll take that frame off from you.
You take that one.
So I actually am going 0.25 diopter less than what you called for because I don't have it on me.
Okay. But normally this is like when you're in the field, because this is a tester kit, and but when you're in the field, you have like a big supply.
Box, big supply with each kit has a box that has 250 lenses altogether, so 500 lenses altogether, plus 20 extras.
What does that weigh?
That weighs all in total for 504 glasses, all the frames, everything in there weighs 48 pounds.
48 pounds. So one guy can haul that in.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you have 2 guys, all the better.
That's right. But one checked bag on a plane was our idea.
Wow. Yeah, that's right.
That's why we have that size of a kit.
Right.
So it fits perfectly for one checked bag.
Yeah. Also, if you are doing this, lots of times airlines will do medical stuff
That's
for
exactly
free.
right. And I've had that when I went to Africa last time. They checked my bags for free for the glasses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh, wow. Even got them nicely clean. Well, that's pretty good.
And that's 0.25 off of what I chose because I misplaced one of my lenses.
Wow. And so this isn't even exactly right.
This is just one off though.
Yeah, but I can really see how, right now, I can, my eyes aren't terribly bad. So I can see everybody, not that they're not seeing, but I can't make any definition of their facial features. And that one lady, she's 20 feet away or more.
That's right.
So I can see her, I can kind of see the colors, but I can't really get detail. And now I'm looking at it and I can get the detail,
Exactly. And yours is actually a very, very common prescription, the one that I just made.
Right.
And it makes a huge difference because as we've handed out glasses to guys who are truck drivers.
Right.
Could you imagine driving without your glasses?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to.
My friend Kevin, who's the inventor of this, he's joked how many lives have he saved by giving these to taxi drivers of about exactly the prescription that you just took.
Yeah. And then spending time in developing nations.
That's right.
This is a for real thing.
This is a for real thing.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's the beauty of it, where you just saw, economically speaking, somebody who sees 3 lines better on the eye chart or more sees between a 20 and a 30% wage increase over the year because of their ability to see that much better in a developing nation. And again, let's use the example of that truck driver.
Yeah.
I have direct examples of that in the Middle East, where I was able to give truck drivers who were driving, who were in their mid-50s, who their eyes had started to got worse, and they couldn't take the evening shift anymore for driving.
Right.
A week later, I came and I had supper with them, and they were weeping with thankfulness.
Wow.
Because there's like, we now are able to bring in an extra 2 shifts a week.
Right.
And that's often the difference between paying your bills and falling behind.
Yeah. And we all know about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where it's not as important as clean water and a roof over your head, but it's a very close second.
Yeah, I would say, we all know, like, how does a mother say, God only gave you 2, take care of them, right?
That's right.
And we take some things for granted. We take optometrists for granted, and this is such a huge blessing for somebody. One day a thing, and they might be sitting in there, their eyes are going, or maybe they have bad vision. They think this is the rest of their life. Then all of a sudden they can see clearly.
And this is not a replacement of an optometrist.
That's
this is stepping into the gap where there's 2.5 billion people in the world, according to the World Health Organization, that have no access to optometrists.
Right.
And this is stepping into that gap.
Right.
And it's a really easy to train, useful tool where we're using pastors, teachers, nurses, as we're training them to use this out in the field, and it's just such a wonderfully simple tool.
Is this your cleaning rag here?
And it is.
Okay, good, because my glasses are dirtier than the ones you had.
I know. Well, I actually had somebody that actually just came to me just a few minutes ago, and they're like, "Why are your glasses better than mine?" And I looked at hers, and I'm like, "Oh, that's because yours are way dirtier." And she's like, "Okay, they're the same."
Yeah, I was trying to clean them earlier because I'm sure they're reflecting off the lights and everything.
So part of the reason why these come out to the cost they are is $3 a pair, American, handed out.
Well, hold on, let's just stop for a second here.
Yes.
We're going to switch our seats back. Do you have a seat? Why is that at the price it is?
Well, because this is a combination of new high tech and old tech.
Okay.
So this device, the lens that Kevin Wiens made, was not made in a vacuum by himself. He had help from Oxford and Johns Hopkins and New England College of Optometry to get it. It's a very special lens that's a -6 prescription to a +6 prescription that you can find your prescription on. That's high tech. But the reason why the glasses are so inexpensive, this is low tech. When the first, polycarbonate plastic lenses came out, they came out 40, maybe 50 years ago. This is exactly the same as those ones. So they have scratch resistance, they have glare resistance, but they're all what we consider level 1.
Right.
And that's very inexpensive to make.
Right.
So glasses like what you have on yourself right now, they will scratch less easily than these.
Right.
That's why, again, each glasses comes with a cloth bag to hold them in. We tell them to store them in and clean them with.
Okay.
But do you remember when you were a child and you got your first plastic lenses?
Yeah.
Your mother said, "Don't put them upside down."
Yeah.
For that reason, that would be these.
Yeah.
So these are the same glasses you had as a child.
Right.
And did you complain about them back then?
No.
Now, are you happier with your newer, high-tech, more expensive ones? Yeah. But this is what we're able to bring because it is a combination of new high-tech and the using of old, proven technology that's decades old.
Well, I know even when I was a kid, and I remember riding in the car and thinking all the road signs and go, why don't they make those road signs bigger so people can read them from a further distance away? And we were coming back from picking up my new glasses, and I'm riding along and going,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the same conversations I had with truckers who were in their 40s and 50s, who joked who didn't have access to eyeglasses because they had no access to an eye doctor.
Right.
Who joked somebody made the signs smaller. So I had actually that exact same joke with them, and then as I was having supper with them, and they joked, well, suddenly the signs are bigger, aren't they? Ha ha ha.
So no, I always like talking about stories.
Yes.
So this is one of the stories you're talking about of people actually. Tell us about those truck drivers. You had dinner with them, obviously got to know them.
Yes. So I this summer in late summer at the beginning of September, I got to go with MCC to the West Bank.
And MCC is?
Mennonite Central Committee.
Okay.
As well as a good friend of mine who was the grocery store owner in the town I live in Waldheim.
Okay.
Who he himself himself and his family are refugees from the West Bank.
Oh, cool.
They came to Canada 1981.
Right.
So a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So they grew up as children there.
Yeah.
I came over at about the age of 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
They went back with the glasses kit with me.
Okay.
And we brought it back to their home village.
Cool.
I know.
Yeah.
And these were, at first, their uncles and their cousins that we gave the glasses to.
Yeah, yeah.
Many of them are truck drivers. They own delivery trucks, delivering groceries. And the uncles that were in their late 40s to mid 50s were complaining that their eyes just weren't as good as they used to.
Yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't that they actually knew they needed glasses.
Yeah.
But there's so few optometrists in the West Bank. That the chances of getting in to see the optometrist in their rural village, there is none in the rural village. They have to go to the capital. And even there, the lineups are huge.
Well, you get that kind of thing too. It's traditional. You're looking at a traditional culture.
Right.
It's traditional. As you get older, the eyesight goes down.
Yes.
Right? So it's just, this is just, I'm getting older.
Well,
right?
these guys actually knew I need glasses, but they said, I have no access.
So they knew there was opportunity, just couldn't. Yeah, okay.
So when we came in and we made them the glasses, they were not particularly what you'd consider particularly strong, but they were life-changing for them.
Right.
Because they told me at the end of the day their eyes were just killing them. They said the glare of lights in the evening drive, they said it's not even safe for me to drive anymore.
Right.
I made them the glasses. It was actually really funny because we made them the glasses at in the evening, like 7, 8 in the evening, and they said, hey, let's go look at the stars. And they all started laughing. I forgot what the stars looked like because they look like dots now, not a blurry light in the sky.
Yeah.
So we all sat in late into the evening, drinking coffee. Oh, way too much strong coffee at 10 o'clock at night.
That's good coffee too.
Oh,
isn't it?
it's great coffee. And they're sitting there. I haven't seen the stars in 15 years.
Right.
Well, I had supper with them on the second last night I was in the West Bank.
Yeah.
And they were just overjoyed.
Wow.
And the reason they were overjoyed was they said, I come home, I'm not exhausted.
Wow.
I can get called from a grocery store and say, I need a delivery tonight, and I can charge them extra for that.
Right.
And I can do it now.
Right.
Where I said to them, I can't come.
Yeah.
And then they would get somebody else and then miss a business opportunity that I really needed.
Right.
But these are guys that are saying, I want to be safe. And they said it wasn't safe. So I can do it now.
Yeah.
They were protecting their glasses as this is something I need to protect so carefully.
Right.
One of the joyful things was, as I got to tell them, hey, don't worry. Ron and his family, we're continuing to supply your village with the glasses. So if you break them or lose them, you'll be able to get another pair at $3 American.
Wow.
And they were like, that's amazing.
That is.
So
really
that
cool.
was one of the things that was transforming. I was enabled Ron to give back to the community he grew up and left as a refugee, 30 years earlier. Still stays in contact with his cousins, but we got to go back there and be useful and be and I got to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ in a community that they'd never met a Christian pastor before.
Wow. So you had an opportunity just to, in a very simple way, without being belligerent or ignorant or any of those kind of things, you're able to say, okay, here, this is what this is really, I'm a believer, and you don't have to even preach that. But they know you. They know that.
That's right. They wanted to know more about me and my ministry, and we just sat around and talked about it late into the evening with way too much coffee again.
Well, you might as well sit up late talking because you're not going to sleep.
Not after what they fed me. So that's an example of how I got to be the hands and feet of Christ directly through this. And I've got literally hundreds of other examples from everything from, we have Mennonite brethren that are in refugee camps all across Africa who are refugees from Congo, who we're bringing in the UN refugee camps, we're bringing them the eye kits, and they're using the eye kits to make a living off of.
Wow.
So in the West Bank, I just got to go and be the hands and feet of Christ with people who have never met a Christian before. And now I'm their friends. Like every day I have them contacting me, hey, we love you, we're praying for you. Wow, isn't that amazing? But on the other hand, I've got long-term brothers and sisters in Christ who are church leaders, who've got their doctorates, who are now living in a refugee camp, who can't feed their families. And we've brought them the kits and we trained them. I've trained doctors and lawyers and pastors, and they're now making their living where they're able to feed their families on selling the glasses for $3 a pair.
Wow.
So $3 buys a big bag of rice and beans.
Yeah.
And so we literally have families that were starving only 4 months ago, who I'm not saying they can now buy a motorcycle, but they're not food insecure anymore because they're able to now see better. Yeah. How many of them knew they needed glasses, had them broken or lost as they were fleeing for their lives?
Yes.
Got glasses themselves, able to preach and teach better, and likewise sell the glasses to their community at an incredibly affordable price while feeding their families. We have just in the refugee camp alone, because we didn't want this just to keep within our own MB families of feeding. We have 25 orphans that we've paid all of their school fees for this next year by the sale of the glasses.
Really?
So those children are clothed, go to school, and get one meal a day, 5 days a week, for the rest of the school year, because the glasses are being handed out in the refugee camp and the area around, and they're using the proceeds to pay for that.
Okay, let's before we go into multiply, let's talk about how can somebody be involved with this with you guys?
Wonderfully. Okay, so our goal within the whole organization is we train you how to hand out the glasses. Okay. We get you the supplies, and we keep resupplying you. Right. So if you contact me at
it'll be on the website.
Yeah, it'll be on the website.
It'll be on the website. We'll
by email,
on the YouTube.
And you can also check out our website. Right. We can get you kits with 504 glasses, all the testing equipment you need to run a standalone eyeglass clinic, for $1,500 American, plus the shipping that it costs for you to get it from our warehouse in Maryland. Okay. So that's depends so widely and variably. The further away you get, the more money.
That is an amazing. So. And again, we were talking about being connected with mission organizations.
That's exactly correct.
It's the idea of being accountable. We're kind of talking to you earlier. We're a neighboring booth, so we had a little chance to talk and stuff like that. But there's an idea of accountability. There's an idea of working with a larger group.
Exactly.
We want to be working together. We don't really want people. If you're feeling you want to do stuff alone, I'm just going to ask you to really check that and to be looking to work with other people and people who've gone down the road before.
That's right.
And take opportunities of that. But if you have a vision for this, maybe contact one of the groups. Like you contact him, he'll connect you with groups. Or maybe a group.
And I can tell you some of the groups that we're actively partnering with. Yeah. Well, the number one that I'm partnering with right now is the one that's the most natural for me. Yeah. Is Multiply, which was formerly known as Mennonite Brethren Mission till this month. It changed the name as of February 1st. Yeah. We do programs all over the world with the glasses. Okay. Another one that's been an absolute, my partner right off the bat has been Operation Mobilization. Okay. Yeah. They have so many short-term mission trips, whether it's on their ship, so they're taking a team to Egypt, or they're taking a team to Sri Lanka and Zambia, and they've got so many more. They're looking for people that are willing to come and be part of these clinics as they train local indigenous leaders. Wow. So OM, and I can't speak highly enough of them because they're an organization that really understands how to use tools like this to build the kingdom in a way that is godly, is not intrusive, but is still. We are the hands and feet of Christ in the most positive way. Those are two organizations I really respect how they're doing things. Other denominations that I'm so happy to be partnering with. The Southern Baptists have been taking these to Haiti, and they just keep coming. And they're doing some amazing work. The North American Baptist Conference is taking them into Malawi, and they're expanding out. Great denominations. So I'm really wanting to work with denominational leadership. Cool. So the Pentecostals. Everywhere we go with Mennonite Brethren, we're already working with the Pentecostals. So they're doing amazing work with it. Cool. So denominational leadership is actually the best way to start off. Introduce us to denominational leadership. We want to work with any denominations that are out there because then we know there's accountability. And we're also often working together under same banners, whether it's the Evangelical Association of Canada or the United States. We're working and holding each other accountable in the right ways. That's good. So if somebody wants that, they want to be involved. There's certain things. We all have different passions. We all have different something, and then there might be somebody very specifically who just wants to be able to do something like this. That's right. And be involved in it. So obviously, if you contact him, he'll get you the information you need to know. And multiple organizations. Of course, I'll point you in the direction of who I'm helping with MB Mission. Multiply. But like I said, I have so much great paperwork from Operation Mobilization from Samaritan's Purse is starting to take them out. And I can point you in those ones that you already have the direction of organizations that already have the glasses kit in the field and are looking for opportunities to expand their ministries with this.
Okay, now that's awesome. So we got opportunities. And we have passion, and I like things like this because it is a door opener. We've had different things. We saw the mechanized tractor there, the individual tractor.
Yeah, we're already talking about working with them.
Yeah, Brian's a good guy.
Brian's a great guy.
Yeah, and we're talking about different things, and these are opportunities to be able to share the gospel. They're very practical.
Yes.
They're very cool, but they're also very loving.
That's exactly right.
It's like everybody knows. So these Afghanis that you were talking, Afghanis that you were talking to, they know when they hear $3 US that they're going, this guy ain't ripping me off, right?
Exactly right.
And they know it's like this is a caring thing.
That's correct.
And you're sharing the love of the Lord, right? And all these kind of things are just opportunities. So
that's right.
I'm going to broaden out. So anybody who has that kind of
that's exactly
thing,
right.
It's like, look at what can we do? It's like, you don't have to be a great evangelist, you don't have to be those kind of things, you don't have to be a great teacher, you don't have to be any of those great things. But if we can just share the love of the Lord,
like I said, the great example was those truck drivers that I sat with, and they wanted to go outside and see the stars after we made them glasses.
Right.
How many hours? We stayed up till 1 a.m.
Right.
Because, again, they gave me so much coffee. But we sat outside and we looked at the stars together, and we talk about the creator of heavens and earth.
Yeah.
And I met them exactly where they're at.
Right.
And it was just a joy. And like I said, one of the greatest joys within it is I walk away and all those men are my friends now.
Right. That is cool. That's the thing. We're building friends, right?
Right, exactly.
They're not a project.
No, these people are not a project. They're my friends.
The thing is that at first, before you met them, in some ways, you think, I'm going to go and I'm going to help you with the glasses.
Right.
And so in a way, mentally, especially in North America, that's how we're thinking, they're my project, in a way, not totally, but in a way. And then you get there and you start chatting and you talk some more. Then after the third cup of coffee, you are now bonding.
Oh, totally.
And, the glasses, they know, it's like they're happy and you're like happy and you're just, and, it's relationships that make a huge difference.
And I mean, I didn't expect that we were going to be totally different people.
Right.
But I did have some expectations that we'd be quite different.
Right.
Oh, how much I realized we're so much alike. The only difference we really had is they think soccer is superior to hockey, and they're wrong. Other than that, it's like we are so much alike.
That is funny. I like that. Did you get in baseball and cricket?
We did talk a little bit about cricket, but baseball, nobody seemed to know too much about that.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
But they did agree that hockey is very interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
But they are still wrong that hockey is superior to soccer.
Well, I was showing my wife is Costa Rican, so my in-laws and my brother-in-laws, I'm showing them Don Cherry's. If you don't know Don Cherry, if you Google Don Cherry's, was it Sock'em? I forget.
Rock'em Sock'em.
There you go.
1 through 72.
It's not all of hockey is like that. It's changed a little bit, but it's entertaining. I was showing them some of this stuff, and they got a kick out of it.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was showing them some of the videos of that too, and they're like, "Oh boy."
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay, so let us talk about Multiply. What is Multiply?
Multiply was formerly known as Mennonite Brethren Mission.
Okay.
It's a recent merger between Mennonite Brethren Mission and C2C, the church planting wing of MB Mission, of the MB churches in Canada.
Okay.
So
Mennonite Brethren. You say MB,
Mennonite Brethren. Yes. Right. So I believe that the denomination rightly said, why are we looking at church planting in Canada as a separate thing from our work with mission all over the world?
Right.
So this is a process that's taken over 2 years that has only culminated at the beginning of this month.
Okay.
Where they said we are now formally merged as two organizations under the banner of Multiply. And our goal is to multiply the kingdom, not by adding 1 + 1 + 1, but by training. And I can talk about where I fit in perfectly within this.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Sure.
Okay. So my job is to oversee how the eyeglasses get distributed within MB Mission.
Okay.
Multiply. But my job is to multiply so that I'm not the only one doing this.
Right.
So, for instance, in Vancouver, after Vancouver Missions Fest, we have 6 different organizations and denominations that we're meeting with the MBs to train them how to hand out the glasses.
Okay.
And then at that point, those leaders will be the ones for British Columbia who will be training others.
Wow.
Not that I never need to go back to BC, but I'm no longer the one in charge of training.
Right.
They're multiplying. So now instead of 1 + 1, I'm going 1 times 6.
Right.
And now those 6 will go 6 times 6,
Right.
and you see how it multiplies out from there.
Yeah.
And likewise, I'm doing the same thing in Winnipeg. I've got 4 organizations signed up for our training time in April. So March I have 6 in Vancouver. April I have 4 in Manitoba.
Wow.
I have at least 4 that are going to be meeting in Calgary. We haven't nailed down the dates, but it'll be in May.
Okay.
And multiplying, and then finding the right teams so that they can continue to multiply well beyond me. So it's not me that needs to continue and go train all the teams from OM.
Right.
OM now trains their own teams.
Right.
And OM is so awesome.
Yeah.
They help train the Southern Baptists.
Right.
Or the Pentecostal.
Right.
Or whoever else they're partnering with.
Right.
And we just keep multiplying until we start overlapping and we've covered everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. The Mennonite Brethren, or the Mennonite, what was the old name? Sorry,
It used to be called Mennonite Brethren Mission.
Okay, Mennonite Brethren Mission. How long was that like when was this started?
Mennonite Brethren Mission's history is over 100 years old.
Over 100 years old.
So it started off as a ministry to reach out in Russia when the denomination was based out of the Ukraine to other non-believers in Russia and the Ukraine.
Okay.
And as things happen, world wars, the Stalin purge, people come over and they refocus what the vision is for the organization. But all the way through, the whole vision is to preach the gospel in every way possible. And that includes service and helping each other out as brothers and sisters in Christ, hands and feet, while telling people, where's my hope and trust? Who is my hope and trust? My hope and trust isn't a pair of glasses transforming my life. They're in Jesus Christ. The glasses are a great tool.
Yes.
And they help me in so many areas. You know, without vision, we can't succeed. But then also, as within my job within Multiply, this isn't for Multiply, MB Mission, to hold on. This is our tool. Hey, you can come and get this through us. It's to say, here, how can we help you get it?
So let me ask you, do you guys have like short-term mission trips and things like that?
Yes, exactly. So a good example is just this month of February. I trained 2 teams from 2 different churches to take the glasses out to Cambodia, where we're doing some amazing on-the-ground work. Deep into the jungles of Cambodia. So one team from southern Manitoba, Winnipeg and Selkirk, and one team from Sardis, that's just outside of Chilliwack in BC. And I trained them how to use the glasses, and this was a useful tool as they went off to be part of our work that we've been doing with Multiply over the last 10, 15 years in Cambodia, where they brought glasses into these little villages that have no access to optometrists. We're often talking 6-7 hours away from a city because the roads are just that bad. So these small short-term trips, I make sure the people on the trip are trained adequately and give the oversight and supply them so that they can do this properly, and then they're able to train the local church pastors as they leave the kits behind for them to continue to use after they leave. So this isn't a thing that a bunch of Westerners come in, they hand out, and then they leave. It's a thing that they come in, hand out, train, and leave the kits behind. So that the church that's locally can continue to use it as an effective and powerful ministry tool for transforming their communities.
That's a good thing too, because now you give credibility to the local pastor.
That's exactly
and and his people in his congregation, and they're working because they're going, what's the local church doing for me? And then they go, well, actually, I'm wearing glasses because that local church. And they go, well, maybe there's something about these people.
That's precisely correct.
We're giving that opportunity.
And there's many other trips that, again, I'm going to show OM. They're doing a lot of the parallel stuff, exactly the same time frames, just in different areas of the world, in very similar programs. So OM is doing the same type of thing in Zambia with what's called Tabitha Ministries, and they've got 6 or 7 women who have escaped sexual slavery. And they're training those women to be eyeglass distributors. So some of these same women are now going back to the communities where they were forced to be prostitutes in the mining communities around the copper mines, they're now coming back and selling the glasses at $3 a pair to the people who were once buying them.
Right.
And then they're putting on evening services where they're showing the Jesus film.
Wow.
And telling them about their testimony, about what God's done and transformed them. I got to be there when over 120 people dedicated their lives to Christ. Wow. And some of them were the same Johns that bought the women. Wow. Doesn't that give you shivers?
That's amazing.
So now what, by everybody's standards of the world, two enemies are now brother and sister in Christ.
Wow.
Where a John's wife is now a sister to one of the women who were once bought by them.
Wow.
And those women are leading the church together.
Wow.
Doesn't that just give you shivers?
That is, you wouldn't even think about this in those lights.
And that's the strategic planning that I help organizations come up with. So I'm going to give the credit where credit is due. OM did the vast majority of the work. Right. But I got to be part. They included me in the planning of it.
Wow. Yeah.
And my focus was make sure they're able to train properly.
Well, the big thing I'm thinking that we keep talking about compound interest.
Absolutely.
And it's
I'm going to use that compound interest.
You're allowed.
I'm totally going to use that. Thank you.
You do, but there's a compound interest. You're training, and you're going to train somebody you've never met before. You're literally training somebody you've never met before.
That's right.
That somebody else is training.
That's right.
So you're indirectly training, and they're going to go and they're going to have the like story, like you're talking about those ladies. They're going to have a like story. You may never hear about it until you meet your Lord and Savior.
That's right.
And he's going, hey, did I tell you this story? And you're just going to go, wow.
So I want to conclude with one of my absolute all-time favorite stories that I can't wait to see what God does in the future with this one.
Okay.
The very first boy that I handed out glasses to in the West Bank, we went into his school. And we tried on the teachers. There were a number of teachers who knew they needed glasses, but they couldn't get them.
Right, okay.
For numerous reasons, lack of access to optometrists since the walls have gone up. They knew they needed glasses, so we gave the teachers glasses. The first boy that came through that needed glasses, he saw quite poorly, about only halfway down the eye chart. I made him glasses. They weren't particularly strong. I remember exactly what they were. They were a green 1 and a red 4.
Okay.
So very common prescription. He put them on, he saw 20/20. I'm like, this is wonderful. It's like right down to the bottom of the chart. He took them off and he threw them down and he said, I don't understand Arabic. He was mad. I will not wear these glasses. I look like a fool. And they look nice. He actually had the black ones just like this. And a very different culture. The principal comes along, grabs him by his ear and drags him out. And I don't understand Arabic, but I can hear them yelling at each other, and I hear them and I think I understand them saying, "You will wear those glasses, and you will like it." I will not wear those glasses. The father shows up about 10 minutes later. The volume raises about 3 more octaves, and the boy runs out and throws the glasses at my feet.
Okay.
And he runs off screaming. And I'm like going, oh no. What do I do with this? At the end of the day, that boy's classmates from grade 9 show up and they say, can we have blank frames? And I said, no, you can't have blank frames. These are important for other people. They're like, well, how long are you around till? I tell them, next Friday. We'll make sure you get them back by next Monday. And the reason was they wanted to wear them so that boy would wear the glasses. That Saturday, so 4 days later, I ran into that boy on the soccer pitch. He was wearing his glasses. Which the boy comes up to me in broken English, comes up to me wearing his glasses, gives me a high five, says, "Thanks, Uncle Greg." Okay, so I'm thinking that's it. That's a great end to that story. Just before Christmas, I get an email from his principal with a picture. And he's standing next to his principal, holding his report card, and the principal tells me that boy went from a D+ to a B+.
Wow.
In 1 semester.
In 1 semester.
1 semester. I'm telling you, that young man will be the next prime minister someday.
He's got the will for it, eh? He's got a stubborn will.
That's exactly what I said. He's got the stubborn will. He's got clearly the intelligence. We talked to the optometrists that were involved in this. They said that's a lifelong glasses wearer now. So we just so here we have the optometrists of the nation who are like, we love this. Why? This just created a young man who probably ended up in a dead end job, not making ends meet because he's going to drop out of school in grade 9. Because he's doing so poorly. So he's now pulling B+ the first semester. What's the next report card going to look like? I can't wait.
That's
A-, A+. And this boy, clearly intelligent. Maybe he's going to go on to law school. Maybe he'll go into politics. Maybe he will be, as I said, prophetically, the future prime minister of the Palestinian people. And I'm Uncle Greg.
Uncle Greg. Right? Well, there's a legacy right there.
And just that alone, that made that trip all worth it. Even though I felt at the moment when it all happened, he threw the glasses at my feet.
You were shattered.
No, I was. I was shattered, and yet God had such a greater plan. Like that's one of my favorite stories.
Wow, that's okay. That's good. Oh, excuse me. So somebody wants to. We'll go with kind of like this aspect. We'll go with what you're doing. But in a broader sense, in a broader sense, they want to do, like, we're thinking Brother Brian there with the tractor, and there's different things that we've been kind of talking about. Well, how do you encourage these people? What would you say to that person who wants to do something practical for people?
Well, one of the ones is get a team around you. That's what Kevin has done right from the start. Kevin White, who invented this, he didn't do this in a vacuum.
Right.
He brought alongside him, brilliant scientists. He brought along a prayer warrior, myself.
Right.
And he brought a team together. So I'm going to give him where credit is due. He's the full reason behind this, how this came together.
Hey, shut up, Kevin, bud.
Kevin. But if Kevin hadn't had all the brilliant guys that he has with him, there's no way this would have happened. So one, get a team of like-minded people around you that can encourage you, who can also say, you know what, that's going down a dead end.
Right.
Because this didn't show up out of a vacuum. This is 10 years in process.
So it's not a simple thing. There's a lot
working in it.
Right.
Second,
the hard thing is to make something very complicated simple. Because that's where
our dead ends have come before.
Yeah, because like this, we're talking. I've seen computer machines in the past. I've seen all these different things, and this is taking something very, very complicated and making it simple.
That's been the hard work of it.
And even when we were doing that, we thought, we'll have to go over to his booth and shoot there. But in reality, he brings, he starts showing it and they go, oh, yeah, come on over here. And it's like, it was so simple.
And that's the beauty of it. And light. Yeah. So having that team that comes around you that can bring it together, that would be the number one thing.
Right.
And then here's another one that's also the truth. A guy like me, I can point you in the direction where there are some amazing organizations like We Work, the one that really helped us get over the last hurdle of the over $1 million they gave us to help this going. Yeah. We Work is run by a guy named Adam Newman, he's an amazing billionaire from Israel, who, he exudes the desire to make the world a better place in the name of God.
Wow, cool.
So without his funding, we wouldn't have got over this hump at this point. Maybe we would have in the future. Yeah. But he sped us up so much. Yeah. You know what? There are really great men like Adam Newman out there.
Cool.
Without Adam Newman, it still might have happened.
Yeah.
But it would be much harder.
A way jump forward,
we got a huge. The reason why we've perfected it so well, we got to use the grant money that he gave to Global Vision in a way that enabled us to really be ready to go and get this into the hands of the church and the world.
Well, that's awesome.
So I can actually point you in the direction of some of those guys, because there are people that care deeply.
Right. I think that's really cool. So if you have a desire, you're maybe a creator or something along those lines, or you just want to work with these kind of things, you want to work with these people, you want to work with Multiply, you want to just get in touch with Greg and be encouraged. If you want to, there's something here is registering with you. There's a lot of times people, if it didn't register with you, you probably would have clicked this one off quite a while ago. But something's registering with you, and get in touch. Check out their website. We have the information on the YouTube and on our website. Get in touch. Find out. And see where this goes. We just never know. So often I hear people make comments, well, I sent an email and then all of a sudden this whole world opened up. So you don't know what can open up just by doing that. So we encourage you. We want to thank you and for your listening in that, and you can hit the like button and share button and let people know. Greg, I just want to give you a bump and thank you very much for your time here sharing with us. It's been a real blessing.
Thank you.
Praise God for what is being done there and what's just going to happen. It's an amazing thing.
I hope when I get to talk to you next year when you come back to Alberta Missions Fest that we've got over 250,000 glasses out. Yeah, in February alone, we've gotten over 11,000 out.
11,000, and so that's just the beginning. You just barely got started.
Just barely gotten started.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, well, blessings, brother.
Okay, God bless.
Blessings to everyone. God bless. Bye-bye.